Last video on this, I swear, okay? So we start with y equals abx, an exponential equation, and what we're gonna do is determine what is the percent of change and if it's growth or decay. The first thing I like to do is go ahead and type it in and look at it, because I can definitely from that point determine if it's growth or decay just by the graph. So I'm gonna put in y equals to 50, and then put 1.75 in parentheses. I'm going to put shift 6. It'll get that exponent up there. And when I do that, I need to put that in parentheses. So -3 over 2. And then I'm going to press out to the outside because of the way that exponent is written. I want that x on the side of the fraction, not in the denominator. And it should start to show up. And just by looking at this graph, because as we're reading this graph from left to right, as we read all graphs from left to right, get that back in the zoom, okay? You'll notice that as we go this direction, the graph is actually decreasing. And as we notice it decreasing, that tells us, hey, this must be decay. Now, confusing part of this is we said, well, if B is greater than 1, it should be growth. And if I look right over here at 1.75, it tells me, well, that seems like it should be growth. However, the problem with this statement is there's more than just the B value. That B value has another value attached to it, and that is right up here that has a -3 over 2. And so what we're going to do is we're going to calculate that exponent that is being applied to the 1.75. That's going to reveal the real rate or multiplier in this problem. So let's go and just type that piece in. 1.75 caret, put in parentheses, -3 divided by 2. And when I do that, close that out, notice what it gives me. It gives me this 0.43195. And for ease, I'm just going to use 0.43. So let's rewrite the equation now. I'm going to write it in red. Y equals to 50 times 0.43 to the x, 0.43 to the x. And what that tells me automatically is we are back in this form right there. That tells me that that 0.43 is the exact B value in the problem. And it is, in fact, less than 1. So B is actually right here between 1 and 0. So it is actually decay. And if I want to find the percentage change, I got to find out how much away from 1.43 is. So I say, instead of doing 1 plus, I say 1 minus 0.43. And if you didn't know what that is, I mean, we can go ahead and come right over here to Desmos and type it in. 1 minus 0.43. And that gives us 0.57. Okay, so 0.57. And remember, when we deal with decimals, 0.57, we just multiply by 100 because we want the percent of change. And that brings us to 57% decrease. Or we can say 57% decrease or decay is what is taking place.